Welcome to November 13th, 2018, and I have a better microphone level. Let's hope. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Chris McClary for your daily surf report. Man, we've got a lot going on in the sky here, especially in the morning, and it's going to hopefully clear up. And in terms of astral influences, start to be sunny in the afternoon. Let's start with the astrology. And, oh gosh, where do we start? We can start with the lines that I don't have drawn, which is the sun in a semi-square with Saturn. It's a mild aspect, but it's an aspect that influences you to feel stuck. And the reason that's important is because there's more, and it has to do with the moon. The moon, first of all, in Capricorn, that can kind of have you stuck in the details and trudging through your to-do list. But there's a lot more than this. There's the moon, that this is just in the morning time frame if you're in the US. Moon square to Uranus, and this is kind of, the square is kind of the antithesis or the resistance to that aspect. So, you know, if Uranus wants change, it's almost kind of resistance to the change, or it's the change that you really didn't want. It's not the positive change that can be had, or at least not in the near future. And then we have, it's not indicated here, but this is the North Node. And the North Node is different from the South Node in that it's looking towards the future. This is where the moon crosses the elliptic plane of the sun, and it happens to be 180 degrees out from the moon right now. So we call that in opposition. And so when we're opposed to the future, what does that mean? Kind of stuck in the past. You have the moon directly over the South Node. So the South is where you've come from. Kind of going to be stuck in where you've come from. So more stuckness. And then you have the finally a little green aspect here, which is to Chiron. I don't have Chiron on our chart either. These are kind of the neat things that I'm going to put on here eventually, as well as some other secret things that I can't wait to unfold. But sextile to Chiron, Chiron the wounded healer, is a planet, another centaur, but it's famous for influencing a magical wound that keeps, you know, that never really heals, but it's healing other people as you walk around and talk to other people. This is a positive aspect, but you know, if you've got a wound that never heals, you're stuck in the past. So now, and then also hypersensitive to feelings, a wound that keeps inflicting. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 aspects, all with the influence of stuckness. Now, numerology, this is a little bit different, and this is our segue into the DreamBot, because the DreamBot's got some more cool things for you. It's practical, pragmatic. There's some creativity built in here. Ooh, we didn't see any creativity so far, did we? And we're building a future. Ooh, we're opposed to the North Node. So where is all that coming into play? Well, folks, the DreamBot says that the collective unconscious is picking up on some positive change. Those are the blue arrows. Let's talk about those first. Gift, treat, brought, sunny, project, roll, amazing, highway, color. The blue arrows is completely different than what we saw in the astrology. What we saw in the astrology is the red arrows. Wave, I'm thinking about the repetitive wave, just keeps happening over and over again. Condition, procedure, beside, staring, causing, died, events, typically. You know, so our major stuckness is died and typically. Okay, and you know, condition and wave, the whole thing. But that's where the astrology showed us in the morning. What happens when we go back to the astrology? Look at what's happening in the afternoon. When moon enters into Aquarius, these things, these aspects, because they're all based on the moon, including the south node, north node, all those start to gradually move, basically die. And all you're left with is the influence of, yeah, Aquarius. Right? So that's where you're seeing this openness. And with all that, oops, let's talk about how to surf it. Get your surfboard out. Let's go surfing the energy. So this is like running in water, the morning aspect, the morning influence. If you find yourself under the influence, then you're going to be living in the past, stuck in the past, maybe trying to get some projects started. If you're like me, an achiever, want to get things moving and going, it might be like running in water and these 6 astral aspects. So how do we orchestrate that, especially given that the collective is seeing the positive change? Well, one way is just to maybe go back to bed. Go back to bed and wake up at noon and then start your day then. I don't think a lot of you have that option. Man, I wish I had that option because I would do that. If you're like me and you have to go to work in the morning, then and you're feeling this stuckness, here's what I recommend doing. Get a sheet of paper out and write down what it is, what the influence is, whether it's a thought, a feeling, an outside influence that's keeping you from moving forward in life. And then put the sheet away, put it in your pocket, put it in your journal, your notebook, whatever, and then just relax. Relax throughout the rest of the morning as best you can. You know, do your work, but don't get too enamored with the past and don't blame all these things. Don't fall into, you know, don't feed the fire of stuckness. Just relax, go with the flow. Then in the afternoon sometime, maybe after lunch, bring that piece of paper out and with a different eyesight, a sense of newness, creativity. Remember the number 13 is about creativity, and we saw it in the DreamBot run. So look at it with curious eyes and see if you've got new insights about what steps you can take to resolve this stuck feeling. Because you better be sure if it's affecting you right now, it'll probably affect you again in the future when we have some more of these stuck things. So let's resolve them instead of having to re-feel them every time we have some influence for you to feel them. Let's resolve them now. So what's the first step? Not how to resolve the whole thing, but what's just the first step? Maybe first 2 steps, and maybe do those this afternoon, especially with this air of difference and newness. Aquarius shakes things up, and it's free to do whatever it is you need to do. So that's my suggestion. There's probably others as well. And if you can think of some creative ways to handle that, then by all means, clear to do that. And I hope you know how to navigate this morning and the whole day with the surf report. And we will see you again tomorrow. Thanks, everybody.